I have to ask, Illuminati, does that have any truth to it when y'all look at the Hollywood elites and the things that happen, sacrificial lambs? I'm gonna take this.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Real life street stars.
Yeah.
There we go. We did the unthinkable. we did. Listen, this is what 30, 40 years in the making right here? No, I won't say 40. This is about a good 30 years in the making. Yeah, like
What are you trying to do to us?
Goodness gracious. We see it already. We feel it. We stand up.
You know this business cares about age, right?
Yeah. 1 decade in the making. Let's shorten a little bit, but we got.
The plan is about 2 weeks, nigga.
Hurry up. We got
No
two
damn.
legends. Two legends in the building. The one and only Michael Fisher, DJ from Roseanne, as you know. And when it comes to Omar, Omar Gooding, it's funny because we say Baby Boy, I think people know the most.
Probably.
Then we go back to Smart Guy, Wild and Crazy Kids, that you've had hang with Mr. Cooper.
Copy that.
We go back further, but I think the Baby Boy is the most notable, would you say?
Sure. And our community.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? And as I venture on to more diverse crowds, I'm getting Wild and Crazy Kids a lot.
Really?
At first, I would just be like, man, knock it off. And they're like, what? I want to be on that show. I grew up watching your show. Nickelodeon, that's when we started. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah. And the first year of it was fun as hell. The second year was work.
Okay.
Yeah. At age 13, it became work.
That's interesting.
I'm
So,
like, you know.
Michael, you started at 6.
Yeah.
Omar,
That's
you started at 12. 9.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation here because it's like the world of the child actor. I don't know if it's still is that still a thing? Like, is it gone? Because
There's still
it seems like they bring them in and
It
get them
is,
out.
but
And
that's a dangerous group to be part of.
Yeah.
right. The 90s as a child actor seemed like the stigma of that, like, kind of brought into the 2020s that it's a world that we want to know more of. So therefore, we brought you guys together to have a conversation. So let's go and get into it. Omar, welcome. Michael, welcome. First and foremost, for each of you, would you say overall, being a child actor in the 90s would you say the word beneficial? I think it needs a better word, but
We got paid, nigga. What you?
yeah,
Beneficial, yes.
Yeah.
Move on. Next
Not
part.
to you, Wallace, but beneficial as a young kid growing up in the 90s.
I mean, beneficial compared to what? Right? Like
People that weren't working at a young age.
But
yeah.
also, like, there's this interesting thing of like, we both started so young.
Yeah.
It was always kind of part of our lives in a lot of ways. So, like, I don't think it's always fair to compare. I think there's this concept of what a child star is or a child actor. And I think we both did a pretty good job of breaking what stigma that was.
But when you started and then when I started, it was one thing. And then there was a time that it got dark.
Very dark.
It was, all that Nickelodeon and all that shit. And they were like, tell us about that. I'm like, I wouldn't know. And we missed that, and then we became young adults and, kid actors. So I wasn't a child actor for long. Even at 9, like I look at my 9-year-old now, like, man, I had a job at your age, boy. Stop crying. Like, you know what I mean? It's different. Kids are built different now, but we was working, and then that gray area I always talk about. I think we talked about it last time I was here. It was sad because, if you don't have the right representation of people around you or parents that understand that this is just a job, like, knock it off. You don't have to do things that other people, fell for. So, but anyway, it was fun. I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I joke about the business end of it because as a kid, you're like, shit, what do you mean I got to do it again? I thought we did it already. Again and again. Like, this is becoming work, But I think, you was tougher because you at 6. Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I didn't say it.
Well,
9 was old enough for me. 6.
And I was in an environment that was productive, but chaotic.
Okay.
Like, I mean, and I think that's the nature of it. I think it's but also you made a great point about how you handle this and what the group is around you.
Yeah.
Because I think we both come from kind of unique families from the standpoint of like, this business wasn't everything to
Right.
our families, right? Like there was a different perspective, and there was still an expectation of you being in a family, and like there were home expectations. You weren't just a commodity, and I think sometimes people get turned into a commodity.
Yeah, for the most part, we were still in for the money. Well, my family was entertainers, so like my father, my mother, that's what they did. They didn't know what acting was about,
Right?
but they knew as a singer back in those days, you acted everything out. You're on stage. It was vaudeville. It was singing was singing. It was so I was like, okay, act everything out. It's easy. And my mom was able to just she momagered me through, navigated me through things like, hey, this is what you should do. Go try this. The business end, we had to kind of learn the hard way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody who had any performance experience, so we butchered a lot of things and learned. We learned a lot of tough lessons.
Yes.
Right? And you're like, oh, other people are getting that.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know we were supposed to ask for that.
What? You
Like
kidding
that's
me?
a thing.
Yeah. Didn't find out till later. They were like, would you have your kids in the business? No. But, again, I'm from a family where it's in the blood. So it's like, I see them. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Once the camera points at them, it's over. People call me all the time, oh, would you put them in this and give them pictures and all that? And I'm just like, if their mama do it, I'll support it. I'm not pushing them. Yeah. And even me, I didn't, it was my brother's dream to do it. So he went, he took the classes, he went, studied, he knew what he was going to do, but then he moved out the house. So now I'm the man of the house. At 9, 10 years old, and it was like, let me try it. My mom was like, no, stay in school. I'm like, please, let me just try it. What's it gonna hurt to try it? And I had 2 auditions and booked one. She was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but then it becomes real, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all fun and games until you get your first job, because then it becomes a real thing.
Yeah.
And then once you it's like breaking through a barrier, right?
So I'm curious. So you started at 6
on
Roseanne?
Yeah.
What the hell? What was before that? Did you do it? That was like
nothing. That was it.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like this was pretty much preschool was like kindergarten was before that. And my family had no intention of me doing anything long term.
Wow.
They were like, oh, you can do a commercial. And in those days, and you can speak to this, if you did commercials, you didn't do television. If you were lucky, you might be able to move up.
Right.
And if you did television, you didn't do movies,
right.
you might be able to move up. They were so separate.
Yeah.
That's a much different thing, because now if you're a child person, because you could do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. No, that blows my mind, because I when I started at 9, it was like educational film, Then I got a bubble gum commercial, like you said. Then it was a guest spot here, and I did Webster, little bit things. Then by 12 now, I did Wild and Crazy Kids. And still, that was just a summer job. And it's like, yeah, we're just playing and doing this and blah, 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 blah. And then I was regular kid. I didn't go to private school, none of that shit. By the time I was where you were at, it was hanging with Mr. Cooper. Now I'm in high school.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine handling that at 6. That's fucking crazy.
Well,
y'all sit back. I'm interviewing him. This is fucking crazy.
Listen.
That's crazy.
Listen.
Yeah, go ahead, let's crazy.
And we ended up in the middle of like chaos, because we had the national anthem incident and like all of that stuff.
That's right.
And I was
ABC, right?
I was 8 years old, and they were like, she's not doing press. All the other people's reps said, don't do press. So they're like, we need somebody to go out and try to save the show, because everybody wants us to be canceled.
Oh my God.
So I literally, for 2 months, hit the road.
At 8?
Yeah.
Man, if you don't knock it off.
And you know what the best part was? The PR people were like, okay, so here's the best thing. They can only be so mean to an 8-year-old before they're looked at.
That's a good fucking point.
Which is a great point. But at the same time, it's like, as an adult now, thinking about that, like, I don't think that's the thing I would say to anybody else's kid.
Right. They can only be so mean. But were they kind of mean?
Oh, they were brutal.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I went to places that, like, I went to the middle of the country to places that just despised us. Shit. I did this interview in the middle of like Iowa.
Okay.
And the guy got us in the booth, sitting behind the glass, doing the radio interview.
Right. And
he goes, hey, I just want to get you comfortable. I just want to have a quick talk. It's off the air or whatever. So, you check the light, make sure it's off. And he starts asking me questions. His first question is Roseanne as big of, how much language am I allowed to use?
Yeah, go ahead. They'll just believe it.
How big a bitch is Roseanne? And I'm like, literally, like, what? And I'm like, she's not. Like, I love this woman. Like, and we start having this whole conversation. He's like, okay, and like we do a couple questions. Like, okay, we'll be live here in a second. So I hear the commercial start to end, and they start, And all of a sudden he introduces me, and then he starts talking, and they start playing the pieces that they said were off the air as my answers.
Shut the hell.
But they couldn't manipulate it because I didn't say anything bad, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden when they turned the light on, I was pissed. And I was like, does your audience know that you guys record people off the air and then try to present it like it's
Did you
live?
say that?
Yeah.
Shut the
And he's like, well, you know, and then we did this interview, and I grilled him, and finally I got the tech people.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we're so sorry about that. That doesn't normally happen, or whatever. So they admitted it on the air.
Shut the hell up.
So all of a sudden, when we came out,
mm-hmm.
he comes over like we just played sports. He comes up and goes, man, you're so good. You're great. Your parents would be so proud. Like, you got a future in this. Great job. You know, we gave you a hard time, but you did a great job. And literally, I watched the switchboard light up with all the phone calls.
Really?
And somebody came running down from the office, and they like pulled him to the side. And it was like,
no, we're done.
But
wow.
I mean, that
At
was,
8, I applaud you.
that's my childhood.
I'd have been like, what?
Yeah, no. I was like,
they try to train you. Talk like this, say that. You were like, what the fuck is this? No. Yeah.
well, I couldn't take the pass, right? Because if I took the pass, they won.
Mm-hmm.
So it was part of it was like, sometimes they teach you all the things that they think you're supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is what's wrong with most PR training is they tell people what they think the world wants to hear.
Right.
And the truth is, no, they want to either hear the truth, if it's good,
right,
or they want to hear something that's connected to the story that they're used to. And that's like, for me, I just was like, I'm just going to tell the truth.
Now,
truth works for me.
Because y'all have been in a lot of adult situations at a young age. At what age did y'all start actually?
I got nervous.
What age did y'all start actually like, I'm grown? Like, when did y'all start moving like grown people? Like,
Well, this is a good question.
What age did I start? When I moved out, my mama didn't play that shit. When I was grown.
You weren't a child star when you came home. I'm gonna tell you right now. My dad thought it's my dad's solution. The show goes #1. About 5 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, after we just taped a show Friday night, I hear at like 5 o'clock, beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what the hell is that? My dad goes, get up. He ordered a cord of wood, which is like a dump truck full of wood.
Lord.
We live in Southern California. It's never cold. We were never going to use this. I got to stack wood all weekend because he's like, I'm going to keep this kid humble. And I was like, humble. My dad's ex-military. So he was like, he's like, I'm going to keep this kid humble. Because the truth is, and your mama didn't play.
No, shit. I'd try to hire somebody. Hey, man, come on, I get $100. I got $100, man. Just get it cleaned up. Hey, here he comes. That's crazy. Yeah, man, shit. Yeah, but I mean, but again, I didn't feel grown, it's different. There's a cultural thing here. It's we can only do certain much shit, and I was reminded of that, It's not like privileged. Oh, don't let them do that. Don't let them talk to you like that. My mama just didn't play. That's all it is. So she used common sense to drive us through a lot of shit. It's just like, there's no way that's happening. And then when, stuff they always ask about, well, did they try shit? Blah, 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 blah. Not with me. It was just one of them type of things. It was like they would look at me and then talk to me like, okay, look, this is what's about to happen in this episode. Are you cool with that? And if it's a misconception, people are like, oh, if I write it on the page, he has to do it. No, he doesn't. You always have a fucking choice, man.
No, and you get the conversation. I think like part of this is if you have people in your life who are active, people are like, hold on, you guys want to do what? Like you're going to do or he didn't need to be in that scene.
Exactly.
Because that's the other part. If you go back and look, I think they did a much better job of this in the 90s in particular too.
Yeah.
Is there were a lot of scenes where it's like, it's about the thing, but it wasn't the kid having to do or be the center of that.
Right. They can only work you a certain amount of hours too, which helps.
Yeah, were y'all parents on set most of the times? Yours?
My mom's there all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah.
Mine was kind of the other way because my dad usually took me Monday. My grandfather took me in the first couple of years Tuesday and Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. Okay. My mom came Friday for tape day for the long day. So that was like my day with my mom, which was kind of cool. And then my dad would sometimes show up for taping in front of the audience. So
that's dope. No, my mom was my manager. She quit her regular job once I got a series regular role. So she had to be there. She was getting paid.
Did you ever want to shoot her off? Like, mama,
sure. You ever shoot with your mama? You don't do this.
What are you trying to do? Hey, what are you trying to do to Omar?
Right? Is that what it is? No, I wouldn't even think of that shit. Mama, if you don't shut up, and then wake up. Where are you? You tripped. You fell. You fell. Get up. You be all right.
You had this weird dream when you started doing things with your hands.
That's all you remember. I keep my hands by my side to this day.
Have y'all ever had a day where it was a hard day and your mom was in the car, your dad, and it was like, hey, we don't got to do this shit no more. You don't have to never come back. We don't have to. Yeah, we can just start.
Yeah.
I never had a day. It was actually probably the opposite. I think there were days where my parents were like, I don't know if this is what we signed up for. And I loved what we did. And I think that was the driving factor. Even in the press thing, right?
Right.
When I went when they sent me out on tour, my parents both had an immediate reaction of like, oh, he's in the middle of a media just like tornado. And at the same time, they're like, but this really matters to him. And it mattered to me. So it was almost like they couldn't say no because they really wanted to at times.
Yeah.
And there were times where my parents said no to other projects. Like they read the script for Edward Scissorhands, and we're like,
they said no.
Yeah, because in the original script is really dark, and it's him killing people, right? And they're like, we don't want our kid to be that, right?
Good for them.
And so like my parents, I would have done a lot more work, but my parents a lot of times were like, because I worked all year. There were a lot of times in the summer they're like, no, we got plans to go spend time with family, and we don't want him to do like he works 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
That's
great.
As a child star, do y'all know y'all are child stars? And how does friends treat you guys back then?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you live in California and Hollywood, it's not as big a deal. You know what I mean? When you travel and you go, oh shit, they're tripping. Yeah, that's me. It's me. Calm down. You ain't seen motherfuckers before? No. Oh, I see. Okay, take the picture, sign the autograph. But at home in LA, it didn't matter. And even in school, like I said, I didn't go to privates. I went to public school. Wild and Crazy Kids we did during the summer. So after summertime, it was back to school.
Episodes airing, right? While you're at school?
Yeah, but it was just never weird. I don't know why. I think it maybe because my father was into it and we're a showbiz family type of thing. So everything was normal. Like, your dad ain't singing tonight at the Apollo? No? Shit, I thought everybody's dad was doing that. You know what I mean? That's just how it was for me. Everyone's, how was it? What did it feel like? It felt normal is what it felt like to me. And I went to school with a couple of kids that, went on and did some stuff. And, but it was just like, that's just our job. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just normal to me. That's what it was.
I think there's a part of that, though, like I said before, where you start as early as we do, you know that other people consider you a child star. Like you said, when you go out in the world. But like I started so young, but I went to kindergarten with most of the same kids and stayed in the same public schools. So those kids kind of knew me before I started my job. It was like, oh yeah, Michael disappears for like a week here and there and he just goes to work, right? And so there's a part of that. And then there were other people who like maybe their dad worked behind the scenes or was connected to the business or whatever because it's Southern California. And so there's parts of that that feels more normal than it is maybe like for you because we're in the middle of it, right? And like that becomes, you're aware that you're famous when you go somewhere and people freak out.
Right.
Or places like Disneyland were the places that were the hardest for me. Because like, if I walk into Disneyland, the timer starts, right? Like literally, because I become an exhibit. Like I am an animal in a zoo within about 30 minutes. And so it's like, what's your favorite ride? What do you want to get to first? Because no joke, even all the way 20 years after the show, like even with my kids, I would go to Disneyland and you'd be in line and about 20 minutes in, all of a sudden you hear, hey, I heard that the guy from Roseanne is here and he's and I'm like, I got about 20 more minutes before people just swarm us.
That's it. Yeah.
So literally once people started like, I'd be like, okay, take the kids, go that way.
Let's get to moving,
I'm going to work my way out of the park and there would be like a little crowd or trail or whatever.
They got for the fast pass and all they do now.
They didn't do that now.
They didn't have back in the day.
You were stuck there.
Yeah, do 4 days.
Or sometimes their security would come.
Yeah.
And be like,
That was good. That's good time.
And that was
like,
cool.
Like Mickey Mouse is enforcing, or
pretty much like their security. Yeah, it's like let's go, right? Like you know, but no, like every once in a while they'd be like, do you have rides that you want to do because we can control this a little bit? And they'd like rush you to the front of the line, so you have to stay in line every once in a while. But for the most part, it was like, okay, clock is running, because you get to a certain point where you couldn't really move.
Yeah, man, and I'm always gracious because I get it. They're like, oh my God, I haven't seen these. You're my favorite. I'll never see you again. Yeah, probably not. Let's take this picture. Let's take this picture.
Did y'all ever have like an obsessed fan that was like a grown person that's obsessed with a child?
The weirdest experience I had, I was doing a show before I had a regular job. I was doing a regular series already. I was Royal Family. You guys remember Royal Family? And I was reoccurring on that. My mom always said, make sure you don't go off by yourself nowhere. Like, stay with the actors on set, that's one thing. But when they're doing the live studio audience, stay away from everybody else. And I'm like, why? She said, some people they don't understand.
Some people can't differentiate.
They can't, and it something clicks, and they're like, oh my God, it doesn't matter how famous you are. They just know you're famous and you're on TV, and they tripped out. And I never figured, I learned quick. I went to the bathroom during the taping, and I did use our shit. I went, I'm gonna go out here. And I walked by, and they were letting the audience out for one show and the next one in. And it was a girl too. She wasn't like an adult. She was, let's see, if I was 12, she was almost my age, a little older. And the look on her face, the craze, she was like, oh my God. And her eyes went like this. She's like, you're on the show. And she jumped on my neck. I remember going, yeah, goddamn, wait a minute. And it was the struggle. And then people came over and like, yo, let him go. And I walked up. I'm never walking in the fucking audience again. My mom was like, see? And I said, well, shit.
You make it to the bathroom?
I didn't go to the bathroom. I think I peed myself. I was like, do we have wardrobe? How strong she was really crazy to me. How she was incensed. And you think about, Michael Jackson and stuff like that, and people pulling the clothes, people to get yanked in. I can only freaking.
Yeah, I can only imagine on that level, because like I grew up with. Here's what I'll tell you. Back in the old days, you don't open anything that says correctional facility. You don't want to. You don't want to read that mail. Like I can tell you, but like we got some, and there are a group of people who can't differentiate reality from fiction. I remember after the national anthem, when I was on that tour, a guy came up to me and goes, "Are you Rosanna's boy?"
Good Lord.
And I was like, by that point, I'm 2 years in. I'm like, yeah, right. Backhanded the hell out of me.
Shut the fuck up.
Split my lip.
Oh my God.
But I didn't go down, and it made him. And I said, "Hey, are you a sports fan?" And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Are you a sports fan?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then keep watching, because she might sing again tonight. She'll sing whenever the hell she wants."
Holy
and I was defiant, like. And then
You're what, 10 now?
I was 8, 9, and Lord. Like he freaked out because he had a whole like.
Wait, you were by yourself?
I was walking in a like public venue or whatever, and security was just far enough behind me. No one thought anything, right? Because here's what happens.
And after he hit you still had full conversation with the security still ain't pull up?
It was pretty fast. And then they came and grabbed him, and but like it happens fast, right? Because that's the other thing. That's like you, and you said something that it's like not triggering for me, but his reminder is like you see people's eyes and you watch people like, oh, this person has gone to another place, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is not a rational person. Yeah. And that's the thing. So what people, like I have a little bit of a tactical background. So people don't understand when someone comes to walk to me, right? Mm-hmm. And they run up, I'm checking your hands. I'm checking your face, your eyes. I'm evaluating and this is something I think all of us who have worked in a really public field, athletes do it, entertainers, singers, you start evaluating. I'm scanning you to decide what level of threat or are you excited? Is there anything in your hand? Is that a phone? What's what's going on here? Because there have been situations that turned really ugly.
I'm curious. Wow. Who were y'all protectors on set? Outside of the parents, but who were y'all protectors? Whether cast members, directors, producers? That just...
that's probably more of your question. When you're small, I mean, like I said, it was my parents. When I got older, I love to fight, so I kept guys around me that could fight.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just, gangbangers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't no.
Listen, you have to be willing to face and fight if you grow up in this, especially as I think especially as a male performer.
Absolutely.
Because there's a level of jealousy that occurs and some people want to just come test you.
Yeah.
Right. And I think they also misconstrue, because we both played characters at certain times where the characters weren't super tough. You played characters who were.
Right. Or dumb.
Or were dumb.
That stupid kid. Watch your mouth.
Yeah. And so people come up and they assume you're like that character or whatever.
Yeah.
And they try to push you around or push you. And it's like,
they try it.
I'm acting. Like, don't make me play a whole different character right now, right? Like, it's like
change the movie, change the show,
right?
Exactly.
And it's like, let me play a different character for you, right? And you have to be able to face up and kind of, because here's the truth: every kid gets bullied or picked on a little bit. Sure. At some point. You're going to get tested. Yeah. This is true. So ours is a little more exaggerated and magnified because we got a lot more people looking at us and a lot more people get jealous, and that causes people to do weird things.
Yeah.
So as Omar, you're an artist yourself. Mm-hmm. When you hear Lil Wayne on a hit song say "Softer Than Roseanne's Son,"
I knew this was coming my way. I was waiting for this. But wait,
dude. Took them 2.5 hours to get there. Hold on. They said, we'll do this up there with Omar.
Hey, and it was the question was for Omar.
How do I feel? The fuck that now that I met him? That's how I feel. Tell him about which camera. Hey, Lil Wayne, that's some bullshit.
You know where to find me.
Yeah, you know where to find me. Tactical background, man. Head up fade. I'm betting on him. Nas did the same shit. He said he called my brother a sellout.
Yep.
Right? Yep. And when he did that shit, I wrote a whole song at that motherfucker. And they were like, ooh, you gonna get? I was like, I hope he say something. That's, it's true. And then even though he's an entertainer and he drinks a lot of lean, whatever the fuck he's a creator. He's like, where do you get that? It's soft because he's a kid. Like,
but also, for a metaphor.
Yeah, what's the metaphor?
As soft as Roseanne's son.
So like there were a lot of other choices. Wild. I'm just gonna say, Lil Wayne, there's a lot of other choices. You may have wanted to check the other choices first, but part of it is
speaking from a rapper's perspective, it's the rhyme.
Right, but
what am I rhyme with? What was it? Handsome? What was the other part?
Yeah, probably.
Handsome. Oh, Roseanne's son. Okay. But did you have to go soft? You could have said young. You could have said.
Here's the other part. There is an element of like respect that comes with being in a track. Because you've earned a certain level of like, right? Because like
true.
they didn't come for your brother because nobody knew who he was.
That's true,
right?
Somebody say something crazy about you, I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. At least they talking about me.
But also part of it's like you didn't come from somebody who didn't do anything, right? You came for somebody that you thought you were going to. Maybe you think you can get over a little bit.
Yeah,
but like
that's the other part.
But that's the part where you get.
Don't be talking about people that can't hop on the track and come back at you.
Yes,
that's the part I kind of don't.
Would you have hopped on the track?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Like.
Let's get them.
This is the setup. I feel it already.
Hey, man.
See, I knew you saved that question. I had a feeling.
Why didn't they bring it up?
And I love that you gave it to Omar.
We have to.
See?
Yeah, no, so
I will let my esteemed friend handle some of
that. Watch your mouth.
Right.
Moving on.
No, we got a studio after this. We're
but that's that's true. They do that shit there. I really don't respect it though. I get it. Okay, if it's a line, it didn't. I didn't think about it too when he said it. And we're like, damn, that's fucked up. I know him. Let's get on the track. But at the time, it's just hip hop. But then when you point the shit out though, you never think about it. I never thought about that.
The first moment too, though, you're like, is that what I just heard? And then all of a sudden, you're like, did they say what I think? And then you start going back going, how much of this is connected to other things?
Right.
And then, hold on a second. So then we got to play the song a bunch of times. Then I'm like, damn it, I'm playing the song a whole bunch of times.
Right now,
you're in the club.
And now you're getting mad. So what's funny is this was after the show went off the air. I was a high school coach.
Oh, shit.
So shit. I'm a high school coach. I walk out to practice. and these guys are playing this song, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, Coach, cool, we play some music before? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And I'm like,
what did they?
I was like,
wait, do they all chant it while?
No, they're doing this, right?
Oh,
because you gotta remember, I'm coach, right?
Oh, so you running laps
and I'm like, and I'm like, and they're doing, and they're trying to like be all serious, but like they're busting up, and I'm like, I said, hold on a second, and they're like, yeah, and I was like, play that back. They're like, Coach, I don't know if you want us to play that. I was like, play it back.
Play that shit back.
Because now I'm like, okay, play it back. And they're like, you're in a song. And at first they're like, this is so cool.
Right.
And I'm like, this ain't cool. I'm like,
that's dope.
Supposed to be an adult. I'm supposed to be responsible in this moment. And I'm like, this. And then they're like, play it again. I was like, I'll take care of this when I get home.
Right. Did that help them? Yeah, was there like they thought it was cool? You were like, oh, okay. I'm not like mad.
It was funny because we played another team and they played it during the pregame as I'm walking out to home plate to do the home plate meeting.
Yeah.
And I literally turned and gave the guy and the little kid in the booth was like, you can hear it go. Like, just shut it off, like.
Did y'all win? Did y'all?
Oh hell yeah!
You're like, thank you.
Listen, I didn't lose very many games as a coach. I may have run up the score in that game. I may have sent a message. That's right. And I just may have, because the coach thought it was funny too. I said, "Are we soft now?"
Ooh, how we feel now?
Was there beef? Was there ever beef with you and Weezy?
He sent some like somebody said something and connected us like I think on I guess it was Twitter back in the day or whatever, and I just kind of blew it off, and then we kind of had like a little mini. He's got to be a fan because he's referenced stuff from like
well, everybody's a fan.
You know,
glad you watched.
And so again, here's the thing. He knows where to find me. Like I'm not running.
He's not ducking smoke.
You know?
We got a special guest in the house.
Hey,
real life
come
on.
Young Moolah.
See, at that point, that's where we get the couch and make it sit.
Right. Yeah. Sit on down. Let's talk.
Let's talk about how comfortable and soft this couch is.
I want to ask because you started, of course, younger, and Omar, you young as well, but puberty, going through while filming and stuff like that. Do you remember going through puberty on set to where?
Part of the interview, huh?
Where
he led you with you. So.
Right, that's right. And Omar, you were
right. Did you remember those moments where when you look back on it, that wow, I was going through puberty right then?
No. I did until it was afterwards. I was like, watching Wild and Crazy Kids. Damn, my voice was high. When did I start talking like this? I don't remember the moments or any shit like that. If I did, it wasn't that type of family. Shit like that, you just kind of figure out. I never got to talk. Here's the birds and there's bees, son. No, nigga, somebody put a porno on. I was like, oh, that's how it works. What y'all watching? Nothing. No. So if it happened, it happened. It was like, do you remember a specific moment? No. I remember when I lost my virginity. I remember that moment. Was that puberty? I don't know. Maybe
was that on set?
No. That's for another interview with another time.
I mean, mine are probably more embarrassing because we did shows about like things that were puberty based. Like we did a masturbation episode.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where they come and talk to you like, so we have this idea for an episode, and you're like, holy shit. But part of it is.
Were you a method actor in that episode?
And I thought we were friends.
Now you thought that.
There's an episode where DJ puts a book in front of it because he won't go answer questions on the board. Like,
it happened. Oh shit.
Right? So like,
yeah.
So, and then I got to go to school because I went to public school. And like the days and weeks I didn't work. So it's like, of course that has to be on Tuesday. Like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be
Were they messing with you in school? Like,
They tried.
Okay.
It goes back to the like, you got to fight sometimes, right? You got to be able to stand your ground.
Yeah.
Like you start with a good sense. Here's what I'll say. I worked on a show that was so good and so funny that you knew the episode was going to be good. Like Homeward Bound is hilarious. I mean, when she starts teasing me about like, Darlene asked me if I got caught playing with my instrument in band. Like there's all these innuendos and analogies and like it was hilarious, right? And in that case, I'm playing the straight person who has to keep a straight face, who doesn't understand, playing a little dumb, right? Which is hilarious.
Right.
So there's a part of that where I didn't grow up in a family where they gave you the talk either. It was pretty much like, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
Which is probably why I had a kid at 18. But
right.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
Let me ask other child actors, who were y'all most impressed by as far as in y'all field?
Oh, I mean, during the same time period. I mean, I said this to you guys before, which is Jaleel White, because I thought what he did was tough. I mean, because he was so different than that.
I feel for that brother.
Like,
I mean, it's hard to shake it too.
Yeah, it's hard to shake it, and
it was like,
even
you're Urkel forever.
Also,
and he tried
culturally, like I'm guaranteed people tested him, all the time,
I'm sure.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it helps that he's a big, strong guy. So like, I'm sure there was a point where people were like, we're gonna stop testing. Who else?
When y'all look at Macaulay Culkin,
he was talented. I mean, he worked on some great projects because people remember things like Home Alone. But I look at but I think of like Uncle Buck, right? Like that's like he did some great work. Yeah. There were always, maybe this is the way, like there were certain people that I auditioned against all the time, who got jobs that I was like, ooh, that's a good job. Macaulay Culkin is one of them.
Really?
Matthew Lawrence, who, and the only thing that Matthew got that I really was like bummed about was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Because I knew Robin.
Okay.
And so,
wow.
And Robin was like, did you audition? And I was like, yeah. So then I was like, ooh, I might have an inside track on this.
Yeah.
And I was like, but he did a good job, right? This is like, I never had any like anger or frustration with other people. I think you just admire other people who do great work.
Yeah, I never looked. I always looked at, I think I was always ahead of my time, or it's like, you're wise for your age. And she's like, I didn't really look at the kids around me or my peers. It was just like, let's get out, let's get busy. But adults, I was always like Denzel, like, how did he make one tear fall? Like that type of shit,
stuff like that.
Yes.
Kids. But, now, like fucking Jaden Smith, Jesus, when I saw Karate Kid, I was like, this kid is this is good. He's like, I hate it here. And he's crying. I was like, did they slap him before this? Like, how did you, I mean, it was real emotion. That stuff is impressive. It's impressive. But it's more impressive now, as I said then. But at the time when we were all peers, I don't know.
I think we're always prone, especially as kids, to look up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And like you're also looking at, I just remember like Tom Hanks at that time period, because like he did Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right? Which is like, whoa, Denzel Washington.
I was more impressed with Tom Hanks because where did he start? What was the show he was on?
Bosom
Buddies. Yeah. I love that show.
Yeah.
And when he started doing drama, I was like, oh shit, I didn't skip a beat.
Yep.
Robin Williams, didn't skip a beat. And other people can be like, I love Kevin Hart, but every time he tries to do something drama, I just be like, come on, man.
That's just me.
I just be like, you might have did a decent job, but you just no. But some people are just seamless.
So can I ask, childhood stars come with a stigma that drugs get involved. You see them fall off where, child stars go off to do drugs and, where are they now? And you see them like, whoa, they don't look like how they used to look. What do you feel the ones who do fall victim to that, what were they going through? The Corey Feldmans, and nothing against Corey Feldman, but when you start so young that you see by the time they hit their teens, 18, 19, 20, 21, they're heavy into, is it LA or like, what do y'all feel it is?
What is a job? I mean, that happens to children, period, whether they're stars or not. You go through things, you experiment, now you're doing drugs. But if you happen to be famous, then it's sad, then it's news, you know what I mean? But it happens to everybody.
And it's magnified. Because and this is the thing. Lots of people try drugs, particularly like in high school. Yeah. Like lots of people are drinking early, right? Yeah. Before it's quote unquote time. Mm-hmm. I will say in this business, people have disposable income, right? So they have more access to things. And I think there's a access thing that happens is you're a kid in an adult world. Yeah. So you get access to things or are aware of things earlier, and then you get a choice to make. And I think the truth is every human being makes mistakes. Yeah. The difference is ours collectively are magnified. Because if I go do something terrible today, I'm still going to be DJ from Roseanne smacked Lil Wayne, right? Right?
That's how you have to title it.
No, but that's going to be the news story, right? That's right. Until I do the next project, and then it's going to be guy from that thing, right?
Right.
And if
they lump me in there with that shit, lump me in there. As this shit goes viral, Omar was in there going, yeah. I can see the clip now.
Oh, that's okay. You're on my team now.
I have no fucking choice. No way.
But the thing is, I mean, and also people are connected to us, right? So the magnifying glass is on.
Yeah.
And people wonder, it's just no different than people wonder what happened to that kid that was their best friend in 3rd grade or whatever. Yeah. The difference is if that kid spun out or had a problem, it's not going to be front page news. And that's part of it is also some of us, we've made really bold mistakes and we haven't always handled them right? And so I wish people would have a little more compassion, because one of the things that happens when you grow up this way is everything you do is magnified and there is no place to hide, right? Like accountability is not a question.
Yeah.
Omar and I couldn't pretend that something didn't happen, right? And if we go into a group where we're out and we're hanging out, right? Because every single person's been out sometime and had something stupid happen.
Yes.
We are the person you're going to remember in the group, right? Like you might not remember any of the other 10, 15, 20 people, but I'm an easy person to remember.
Right.
And so
we're the ones that's gonna get sued.
We're the ones that's gonna get and that's gonna be
all this shit. No, it's him. He did it. Sue him.
Yep.
I was breaking it up.
Right.
I told him.
I'm so lucky.
Don't slap him. I said don't slap him.
You're the biggest name in the room.
I'm so lucky that the internet got here a little later.
That part. That part.
Yeah, if y'all had social media back when y'all was
what? Because listen, I was going and picking up coworkers as a teenager. I was a designated driver picking up people that I worked with, and pulling people out of fights and getting in the middle of stuff and
camera everywhere.
And people picking a fight, right? Like people who want to try and fight you because they're jealous, they're angry, they're whatever.
Yeah.
Now the difference is there's a camera everywhere. And part of it is how you face it. Because I think neither one of us ran away from it. I think the more you run, the bigger the story is. That's also part of it.
What? Preaching to the choir. Like, listen, I've seen people get in trouble and they're like quiet. I'll just let the courts handle it. I'm like, shit, don't send no accusation at me. I'm like, where the camera at? I'm challenging you. Please, let's talk. That quiet shit is, then they make up their own.
Somebody makes up their own narrative. And that's the thing. Trying to disprove a narrative is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can only imagine. When all back then was National Enquirer was it. Making more money than your parents. Did y'all have to supply your own Christmas?
Well, I just told you it was financial with me. I mean, my mom, she knew. You get a serious regular job, I'm quitting. I'm tired of this work shit, But fair enough. Pops was out trying to chase his dreams because of what happened in Africa, and then he came back blacklisted. They took all his music away, so we had to start over. And with my mom, oil and vinegar, it was close, but then divorce, back and forth, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you was when the check came in, you was the man. But then when you try to raise your voice, you was a little boy. Shut your ass up. So yeah.
Do y'all remember any frivolous purchase that y'all wanted? Like just as a kid, I want all the video games. I want all Nintendo games.
Oh, I remember I wanted Genesis. I got a Nintendo and Genesis came out right when they were like competing with each other.
Right.
I don't know if I should tell the story, but I'm going to tell it.
Come on, tell it.
So I wanted a Genesis. And my dad was like, no, you have enough video games.
Right.
And I'm like, I got like a Nintendo with a couple of games, right? Like, I don't think that's excessive. So Roseanne was like, she's like, you want the Genesis? And I was like, yeah. She's like, you need to put on those shoes and that dress and walk out there. She goes, if you want it so bad, you'll walk out there and embarrass yourself. She said to own this. She goes, I'll do it. I was like, screw it. I get dressed in stupid shit all the time. I was like, give me the. I was like,
holy shit.
I walked out. And I said, I want 4 games. Walk back. And then my dad was like, why did she get you a Genesis? Everybody knew you weren't supposed to get a Genesis. And I was like, and people at work were like, they're like, laugh their ass off. They were
Son
like,
of a bitch.
And then all the guys I worked with were like coming to the dressing room like, okay, I want to play this game before we're on a 5-minute break.
Right. Back then, that's how it was. For the fans that want to see what you guys are doing now, man, because it's again amazing to have y'all here together, even having this conversation. Acting, are y'all? Is that still the bug that chases y'all? Because you branched off to directing, writing. Omar, you're doing the same thing, but also in the comedy world, in the music world as well. Is acting still the main passion at this point in time for what y'all
passion? Do? Yeah, the right project is always appealing, and it's something that's just in you, especially from a young age. So it's like, yeah, when I get something juicy, it's like, oh yeah, let's do it, and it's not work. It doesn't feel like work anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I joke about the Wild and Crazy Kids saying, like, it became work, man. It's always been fun, If
you love it,
yeah.
There's something special about acting, right? Yeah. Every kid played make-believe.
Yeah.
When you get to play make-believe in a world that becomes real,
yeah,
like there is a level of joy and excitement and like you said, we're gonna act until the end of our lives if the right project comes up. Uh-huh. Like I know this about both of us. Is like if it's a good project or the right people are connected to it, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I'll be like that when I'm 90 years old.
Yeah.
Like I'm hungry to act every day, all the time. The difference is there's a limit on what characters you can play.
Mm-hmm.
And then the world puts limitations on you and the business puts limitations. So, and then there aren't always that many great scripts, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you see is real performers find other outlets and other ways to bridge the gaps.
Very true.
I've been sitting here this entire time like, what movie could both of y'all be in? What kind of fucking movie? What kind of movie? I'm thinking, I don't see Cosby, but I see like maybe Private Eyes, like some shit like
Lethal Weapon. We just go around smacking rappers. Write it up.
He wrote another song about me. Let's go.
Put that shit on Tubi. He'll be on there tomorrow.
I'll be right behind you.
That would be fun.
When it does come to, there was a documentary that came out about, what was it called? The name of that documentary that came out with the kids that were getting whatever. I forget the name of it, but
I watched that.
The Nickelodeon documentary came out that kind of put a scare on what happened behind the scenes.
Right.
What were y'all thoughts personally on that documentary? With
I had to watch it, and I watched it, and I was fucking horrified because I was confused. I was like, "What the hell happened?" And I don't want to go down this road again, but it's just I was so hard on the parents because my parent wouldn't have went for that. Our parents wouldn't have, they just know, and it sucks. It's sad for them because they were ignorant to the fact, but I just like, there's good parents, there's bad parents. There's some people that protect their children, some people that, let things happen to them. I'm overprotective. When I didn't have my kid, I was 40. So by the time I had a level of patience,
I was overprotective.
Bro, I'm, she's, he's fine. I'm like, hell no, he's not fine. Don't do it, parents. See, like, so I couldn't imagine allowing shit like that to happen. So it's tough to watch. But I kept yelling at the screen like, why? But why? Then anyway.
Well, and you know some of the people, or you've known some of the people along the way, and sometimes you don't know their whole story, right? Because that's the other part is like, I didn't know some of those people suffered that way.
Yeah.
And so part of you wants to like, I wish I could have been more supportive. I wish that you had more people around you who were protective of you. That wasn't our experience because we had a different environment. But what I will tell you is, again, that happens to people, but not just in this business. I mean, if we haven't learned anything, we have a problem around the world with the over-sexualization of children and the abuse of children. If you look at the numbers, I mean, I think the last time I saw, I think they said like somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, and of young people, right? And if you start saying it is a high number, but if you start asking young women in college, if you start doing the math and you really talk to women, because here's what I'm gonna tell you: for every person who reported, there's usually at least 2 or 3 who didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And the truth about that is we are way too cavalier about it. Because it doesn't, even if you're 20 years old, right? It doesn't really matter what age, but even if you're 20, you're a kid having an experience that will drastically shape the rest of your life.
Right.
And I would say the one thing I would say based out of that documentary and that question is, Omar hit the nail on the head, which is first is it's okay to be an overprotective parent because being too strict, your kids give you a hard time later, but it doesn't do you any harm. Because I can tell you right now, because I got grown kids. So, and then the other side of that is we need to start listening and taking it more seriously when people talk about it. Because it's a lot to come forward. And I do think that we need to make sure that there aren't false allegations, but we need to take allegations seriously. Yeah. And we need to do a better job, especially of listening to women and young women. As somebody who coached young women for decades, like, you'd be shocked how many times you find out way later and you wish you could have done more. Yeah. And part of it is people are very good at grooming. They're very good at setting up environments, and abuse happens. So it's not unique to our business. And what I would say is, if the Epstein files and all that stuff should have taught everybody is everywhere your kid goes, you should have a concept. Yeah. And we should be doing a much better job of protecting young people, but young women especially.
Well said.
I have a question. Was there any roles that you may have wanted, but your parents or management may have disagreed upon?
Yeah, my parents said no to a lot of stuff. Like, and I, going back to the acting thing, man, I'm a workaholic. I just want to work every day. If they had left it up to me, I probably would have worked Monday through Sunday, because there were a lot of times I worked Monday through Friday and then traveled and did press Saturday and Sunday. Like, I traveled at least 2 or 3 weekends a month for like 7 years, and I loved it. So my parents had to like slow me down. Right. But the truth is, part of it is, I think if the project was meant for you, if the role was yours, I would have had it. And so I don't really have any regret. I actually am thankful that my parents didn't make this my whole life, because this is a tough gig. And it was good for them to give me some balance, because I might not have had.
Yeah. No, I love when you were talking earlier about the Edward Scissorhands, because that's deep. My mom was very spiritual anyway, so, and that's how I was raised. My brother and sister didn't meet this version of my mom because she got saved after I was born. So the things the morals, the principles, and then it didn't come in, but I knew it. But it came in the breakdown. Okay, this is the character they want. I'm not playing that shit. I don't even watch The Exorcist. That's some scary shit. I'm not gonna play in it. No. So certain things you just don't mess with, and it's scary how much you see it happen and getting in people's spirits. And now they've done this. And now all of a sudden they're jumping off a building, or you find them dead, or they're crazy now, or they're detached from it. Oh man, my brother did OJ, and then he got a divorce. Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is serious, bro.
It has an impact, and my parents were too. Like, horror films. There was a role where I was going to play a kid it was like a cop movie or whatever, where the kid dies right at the beginning. It's like the impetus for why he like goes on this journey, and why this is like his arch nemesis or whatever. And my parents were like, you're going to shoot him getting shot, right? That's an experience he's never going to forget as a little kid.
Because they don't want to see that.
And they don't want to see that, right? Like, and so I think some of that is having clear values, and like having clear morals. Not every job's for everybody, and that's a big part of the breakdown. Is, you look at stuff and go, not for me.
I just started saying no to a lot of stuff, because like I can read between the lines and go, this isn't for me. Yeah, my agents will go, no, you got to go on. They know who you are. Just do it. I'm like, motherfucker. And I just do it, and they'd be like, oh, he's great, but. And the but is the reason why I said I didn't want to do it in the first place. But yeah,
so I have to ask, Illuminati, does that have any truth to it when y'all look at the Hollywood elites and the things that happen, sacrificial lambs? I'm gonna take this. Oh, the look!
Spit lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
That's how you end it.